What's up everyone, this is Bacon, and today we're going to be talking about trading cards. No, we are not talking about Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or any other cards that are actually real in real life. We are talking about the card album mode in the game. Now this mode lasts about 75 days, and during that time you are tasked with completing all of these albums. Now some of the albums are a little easier, like these first six actually I would say are relatively easy, while the last 6 and even the middle 3 can be pretty challenging to complete. And so today we're going to be talking about the pros of actually participating in this, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who just kind of ignore it, and then what strategies can you utilize as a free-to-play player or a low spender to try to get as many of these done as possible. Now the first big kind of obvious thing is, what do you get from completing these? And you can see here are the rewards from completing each of these albums. They progressively get better as you complete the harder ones. And then if you can complete all 15, you get these rewards right here. A permanent frame for your account, 8,000 pinballs, and then 25 glitter fruits. Now, that's a pretty substantial amount of things overall when you also factor in these down here. So how do you get the cards? Now, the easiest way to get them is just from the pinball machine. Every few 5, 6, I don't know if there's actually a set amount, but every few one of these things, you will get the option to unlock trading cards by getting the currency in the pinball down here. Now, you can also get it from current events. So right now, if you go to the fishing contest, check out the rewards, you can see, let's see what I've already claimed. There's a pack right there. There's a pack there, a pack there, so on and so forth. So you understand that those are kind of the big ways of unlocking packs. Now, outside of that, there's really not a lot of consistent ways of getting packs in the game. And unfortunately, to get more packs from these two things, you're pretty much just gonna have to spend money. Now, that doesn't mean if you are a free-to-play player, you're kind of doomed, because you do accumulate, just from playing the game overall, you do accumulate a good amount of cards. Now, I've probably spent maybe $40 on this account, and this is where I'm at. So the first 9, I'm doing pretty good. I would say I'm almost done with all of them, except for maybe like these 2. And then the bottom 6 are the ones that are going to get tricky. So I'm going to touch on ways you can try to get some of these completed. However, these ones are ones that I think are pretty easy to get. Now, an important part of this game mode is initiating or using your exchange or trade request every day. You can trade 3 times a day with other players. So what you're going to do is you're going to click to this screen. You're going to go to Get. Now, here are, if you can see, here are the albums. So it starts with the lowest and then progressively goes up. And I can identify which ones I am either close to completing or in need of. I'm gonna actually go back and just take a look and see what I actually need. Personally, I don't like trading in these first 6, because I think if you just play the game, you're probably gonna complete these most likely. Now, if you wanna be like, okay, well, I'm 1 away from getting this and I really need some capsules, then I'm going to trade for it, and that's fine. I don't think there's so many days in the season for this that it's not a big deal. But personally, I just like kind of letting these fill themselves out as I play and try to focus a little more on these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at my Frostnip set. Do I have any duplicates? You can see here which ones are duplicates. You can see what their stars are, and then you can see which ones you don't have. So I'm going to look at my Frostnip set. I have duplicates for these 2. So what I'm going to personally do is I'm going to offer a trade for this one and for this one, because this is a 2-star for a 2-star and a 3-star for a 3-star. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You could put out an offer there and you can say, I want a 1-star for a 5-star, and see if you get lucky. Chances are you're probably not going to get lucky, but you never know. So let's go ahead and initiate this. I'm going to go to the Frostnip set, and then I'm going to click this one, and then I am going to offer my 2, and then I'm going to send it to the chat. So I joined a few card trading chats More so just this one, and then all codes has pretty much become a card trading one. So I'm gonna go ahead and share those into those chats, and if someone else sees that and they're like, oh, I would like that, they can go ahead and accept it. I don't know how to delete this. This was from yesterday. I was like messing around with some stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again for the other one. And something you wanna do is you wanna make sure that you are choosing the right cards, because the worst is if you were to give away like an actually rare card for like kind of an easy card. You don't want to do that, and it really feels bad when you do that. So make sure you are sending and requesting the right cards. So I can do that 3 times a day. I can repeat send multiple times if I don't get it traded, to kind of like update the chat. But once a trade goes through, that counts as one of my 3 trades that I'm allowed to do today. So an additional bonus of doing that is when you trade and when you get duplicate stars or cards, you get stars. Now you can use the stars to purchase any of these 3 packs. The first one is just a standard pack, the second is the deluxe card, and then the third is a rainbow pack. The rainbow pack is really, really good because it opens 5 cards and guaranteed to contain at least 1 unowned card. Now, if you get a rainbow pack, or if you have enough to buy this, I would wait until the end of the season, or close to it at least, because you do not want to be in a situation where, say you open a rainbow pack right now, and I really hope I get like a 4 or 5 star card, but instead I get a soul pair set card. It feels pretty bad if I'm going to be honest. So you want to make sure that you are kind of holding off on those ones, because a guaranteed card that you don't have when you have most of the cards in the game is most likely going to be a rare card that you need. So that's my one piece of advice for that. Another piece of advice is when you're trading, make sure that you are trying to do it somewhat frequently. I'm not saying you have to do it every single day, but if you wait too long, if you wait to like the last 2 weeks, only 14 days, that only gives you 14 days of trading 3 times. And so you missed out on a lot of time that you could have traded. Some people have already completed theirs and they're just done. And other people are like really desperate like you, and they just need like very specific things because maybe they only have like 1 or 2 more sets to complete. So the sooner you can start kind of getting in the trading environment, the better. It's better for you and others. And the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to complete your set. And so the next thing I want to touch on is there's also a Discord server. I'll leave the link below for Clash of Critters. And there's actually a channel within that Discord of people just trading and requesting cards. If that's something you want to be a part of, definitely do it. I have not personally done it just because I don't care that much about the trading cards, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe once I get a little more desperate and it's later in the season, I will. But as of right now, I'm just kind of like going with the flow, trading what I can every day, and then moving on with that. You can also give cards to people. Now, there's a few stipulations when you give cards. It can't be a card that the other person has, and you have to have a duplicate of it. So there are some people who, probably more so whales, who have a ton of cards. They're already done. They don't need any more. And they're like, hey, I'm just going to be a good Samaritan and I'm going to give out some cards. Now, when you give out a card, you get more stars. So there is an incentive to give out a card. But on the Discord server, there are also people who are just like, hey, I'm done. I have these cards. Anyone want them? And they just offer to give them to people. So if you're lucky, you might be able to get some there that you need. Overall, though, the trading card system is definitely more of a spender event, but I don't think it's not exclusive. Like, if you're a free-to-play player, is it possible to complete the sets? Yes. You need some good RNG, and you need some nice people. But yes, you technically could. If you are someone who is fairly active and trying to get people in the community to help you out or trade, then you'll have a higher chance. If you're a free-to-play player and you wait to the last week to really start grinding this event, you're probably not going to find much success. So it's just going to take you more work as a free-to-play player if you really want to complete these sets. Like I said, though, the big hurdles are going to be these rare 5-star cards. Now, the ones that are gold means they are super rare, and pretty much also you can't trade with them except during certain trading events. So if we look at here, let me find them. Gold cards can only be traded or gifted during specific times. So you can only do it during specific times. So keep that in mind as well. If you're needing a gold card or you're trying to trade with someone, you can't just do it at any time. And then if you want to check out the percentages of the card packs, you can. You can see here, just the odds aren't really in your favor when it comes to getting these rare cards. So let's just look at the 4 and 5 stars. Basic card pack, 2%, 1%, 0.3, 0.2. The standard, 6, 2.2, 1.2, 0.6. And then the deluxe and rainbow is 11, 7.5, 4, and 2.5. So definitely these are the best packs, obviously, but those are harder to get as well. So it's kind of just a game of opening as many packs as possible by progressing in events and also being active on the trade market. Now, for some of you, you might also just get really lucky. I happen to have three of these Goonbug ones on a 3-star, which is pretty, I feel like that's pretty rare. Like, that's not an easy one to find to just get 3 copies of. So, you know, I got lucky in that regard. Where someone else, they might get lucky and they might get this whole row of 5 and 4 stars for Goonbug. And that's their luck this time around. It just really depends on the season. When you go to exchange, sometimes you exchange and you just get someone who's looking for exactly what you need and it works out. And then sometimes it just is kind of grinding out and utilizing the resources to get the cards that you need. But that is all I have for today, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. We are almost to 400 subscribers. The goal is 1,000 by the end of June. So please try to help me get to that 1,000 mark. That'd be really appreciated. And if you haven't, make sure you use the code BACON in my content creator profile. If you want to support me, support my channel, and help me make more content like this. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys who are in the grinds of trading cards. And as always, hope you have a great one. Peace.